Oh, hi! Hey guys, it's Maggie, and today we're going to be talking about hair, while also doing some things to my hair. Now, obviously, as you can see, my hair is not a natural color. It is purple, and it is actually fading quite a bit. That's actually what we're going to be doing today, is I'm just going to be putting some more color in my hair, and this is not the same color that I used when I originally dyed it, but I feel like this was the color that best matched where it is now, and just the color that I want to do. It's called Lusty Lavender by Splat. So we're just going to be doing some touch-ups today, but I thought it would be fun as I was dyeing my hair to give you some tips on how to achieve that bright, vibrant color that you want. I mean, watching this video assuming that you want to dye your hair this color and that's why you're watching it, or maybe you just like my videos. In that case, love you. People actually ask me a lot for tips on coloring hair, so I thought I might as well just make it into a video. I've had my hair this color all summer since June, and I've gone in the pool, I've gone in the ocean, washed my hair a bunch, and the color hasn't faded much. Like, it's obviously faded at the end, but definitely not as much as I expected it. Let's get into these tips. Hey, it's Maggie, later in the video, and I just want to say that I am not qualified to give you any of this information, and I am speaking purely from personal experience as someone who has dyed their hair several times and has done online research, but I don't have a degree in hairdressing, and some of these tips may not work for every hair type, but it works for me. First of all, I want to talk about why I recommend dyeing your hair at home rather than at a salon, which probably sounds like the opposite thing of what you would expect someone to say. The reason that I recommend doing it at home, for a few reasons, but I think most of all it's price. Even if you can afford it, just the price of getting your hair dyed, it's just so expensive. For a little context, my sister got the ends of her hair dyed purple for like a few $100s. And I dyed my entire head green that same summer, and it cost me $3, and mine lasted far longer than hers did. Mine lasted pretty much all summer. Then again, I wasn't really taking care of that one because I just didn't research as much, which was a bad idea. Hers only lasted a few weeks, and I honestly think it looks better when you do it at home anyway, because you can get the results that you want, because sometimes communicating what you want to a hairstylist can be difficult. Do a little bit of research. Dyeing your hair at home is so much easier, so much cheaper, and it usually lasts a lot longer. My next tip has to do with bleach. Now, if you have naturally dark hair like I do, you're pretty much guaranteed gonna have to bleach your hair. And I know a lot of people try to dye it without bleaching it, but it's just not gonna come out bright. If you want it bright, you're gonna have to bleach it unless you have like super blonde hair, which I'm assuming most of you don't. Yes, bleaching your hair is damaging, far more damaging than hair dye. Hair dye actually is not that bad for your hair depending on what hair dye you have. I mean, obviously, optimal would be not putting chemicals in your hair at all, but it's really not that bad, especially compared to bleach. It's not gonna make your hair fall out. Bleach is the stuff that's gonna make your hair fall out. But bleach hasn't affected my hair that much, but then again, I do always trim after I bleach because it will make the ends super dry. That's really what bleach is gonna do, is make it super dry. If you have light hair and you don't really think bleaching is necessary, because if you're like a sandy blonde, you can probably get by without bleaching, but if you want that super vibrant color that looks like it was bleached, what you can always do is just get blonde hair dye, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. My next tip that probably sounds like something that you shouldn't do, but that has always worked for me, is to leave the dye on for a little bit longer than it says on the package. Now that's if you want that super vibrant, long-lasting color. A lot of times the suggested time just isn't gonna give you that. Like, for example, mine said leave this hair color on for like a half an hour to an hour. When I originally did it, I left it on for like 3 hours in a head wrap, so it really got in. And as long as you don't let your hair get super dry, you can really leave the dye in for a pretty long time, so that's why I did the wrap, so that it could really soak in and my hair wouldn't get dry. Because when your hair gets dry, that's when the hair dye can start to become damaging. So don't leave it on like overnight, but you can leave it on like a half an hour to an hour more than the package says, or even a little bit longer if you are gonna wrap it up. My next tip that I feel is super important if you're gonna be dyeing your hair a cool tone color, because I made this mistake when I tried to dye my hair blue, is to use toner. What toner does is it takes the brassy tones out of your hair. A lot of blondes use this so that their hair doesn't turn yellow. Oh my god, dye on my face. Whatever. When I put the blue hair dye in, the blue tones mixed with the yellow tones and turned my head green, which I was honestly fine with. It just wasn't what I was going for, but if you really want the true color, then you're gonna have to have it as close to white or platinum blonde as possible. My next tip might sound kind of gross, but it is just what we gotta do as brightly hair color dyed people, is to wash your hair or get your hair wet the least amount of times that you can. Seriously, if you have brightly dyed hair and you want to keep it that way, I would say shower once or twice a week. Something to keep in mind when dyeing your hair is that the bottom will fade a lot faster than the top. That's why I don't know if you've noticed, but I started with the dye from the bottom and I work my way up because the roots are gonna take the color so much better. So if you really want an even application, I would say start from the bottom and just work your way up. My last tip is to keep your hair as moisturized as possible, because that bleach just sucks all those oils out of your hair and your hair is gonna have a lot more of a difficult time producing those oils by itself. So my personal favorite oil is castor oil. I don't know about you guys, but I love castor oil. I also really like coconut oil for my hair. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done with applying this. I think I got a pretty even application, especially for doing it myself. Oh, that's another tip. Get someone to help you applying it, just like a friend or someone. It's really not that hard to do. Like, they don't have to know about hair dye to be able to do this. They're literally just putting hair dye all over your head, but just so you can get an even application on the back. Okay, I'm gonna leave this in for about an hour, and we are gonna, and hopefully get this up, and then we are gonna see if it turned out the way that I wanted it to, because sometimes hair dyeing is just like rolling dice, but you just gotta be okay with all the results. All right, it is a little while later and I washed out the dye and I am done. I am super happy with the results. Then again, I was just doing a touch-up, so it wasn't really that hard. The only thing that's kind of a problem is my hands are all colorful, but you know what, maybe it's a look. And I was trying to get this one off by just like scratching it off, because it's kind of like flaking off. But yeah, you should probably be more careful about getting dye on your skin. I have some on my hair, but you know what? I was just doing this quick. This is gonna come off eventually. I don't even care that much. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. I hope that they were helpful. I definitely wish I knew this a long time ago when I first started dyeing my hair. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this week's video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. If you could dye your hair any color, what would it be? Yeah, give me ideas on what I should do next summer. What do you think would look good? Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel for new videos every Monday. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you next Monday with another new video. Bye!